Good morning, everyone. I know most of you are muted, so welcome. We're going to start in a minute or so.
Good morning, Kevin.
Hi. Who is that? Hi.
Yeah, Manju.
Hi, Manju. Hi, Paula. Excellent. Good. And so we are recording, and I think most of you know, your options for self-care and self-regulation. If you do not wish to be recorded, you can have your camera off. We'll record the class. At the end, I will turn it off, and maybe someone can remind me. And if you'd like to stay around and share your experience from the class, ask any questions, I'm happy to stay and do that if there's an interest. Or if you need to carry on with your day, I support that too. So we have something like 60 people who are signed up. So people are coming into the room. So welcome to everyone. I'm Kevin Kortan, and I'm happy that Nick asked me to come here today to teach, to offer what I feel is a very strong simpatico relationship between the Feldenkrais method and its intelligence and values, and authentic traditional yoga, especially in the tradition of Vini Yoga, teachings of Krishnamacharya TKV Desikachar. So anyway, more about that later if you're interested. What we're going to explore today, and I'm just going to share this briefly. Hi from Italy. Oh, wow. Hello. So I'm going to share the screen for just a moment. Some of you may have seen this. Nick and I were talking about some of this stuff that we love to talk about. And I offered this quote from the master TKV Desikachar. And what he says here is the test for intelligent effort is the response of the breath. Okay, I know in Feldenkrais, I trained as a Feldenkrais practitioner in the first Manhattan training. So I am deeply steeped in that. Sometimes we coordinate movements with inhale and exhale, right? And sometimes we don't. And it's good to have that flexibility. Today, we're going to explore how the yoga postures and movements, when linked with and synchronized with breathing, become a very different experience, right? And so, so the test for intelligent effort is the response of the breath. And let me just say one more thing before we begin our embodied exploration. So what does that mean, the response of the breath? It means that it gives us a feedback system. So the idea is when our breathing becomes shorter, faster, effortful, or is held, then our body and our breath are trying to, tap us on the shoulder, give us some information about using unnecessary effort. When our breath is subtle and smooth and elongated, this is the direction. So the idea over time, right? And if this is new to you, be patient with yourself. It's a practice, it's a process. Over time, our breath becomes continuously more smooth, continuously longer, with ease and support. Okay, so that's what we're going to explore today. So is there anything that I'm missing in your usual launching here that I'm not aware of? Anyone could unmute. Otherwise, we're going to start. No, I'm going to give you the option to start either lying down or sitting. We're going to do a few moments of inquiry and simple movements of the arms. And then we'll learn a special breathing technique. So take a moment to either sit comfortably, or you could lie down if you like. And let's just meet this moment as it is. Be curious about what our body experience is. You could notice as you settle, you could notice what draws your attention. Where does awareness go without directing it? Maybe there's a residue of what you've been doing before class, and that's fine. And whatever orientation you're in, whether you're seated or lying down, we take a moment to amplify our awareness of our contact with the floor. So if you're sitting, you can feel your pelvis and what parts of your legs or feet may touch the ground. If you're lying down, feeling the back of your body in contact with the floor. Good. And then for a couple moments, we're going to welcome our breath into awareness, not trying to do anything with it, but just letting the experience, the feeling, and the movement of breathing and its subtle expression come into the foreground of our awareness. If it helps you to close your eyes, you're welcome to do that. The feeling of breathing. Okay, and then we're going to start with some simple movements. So I will mostly, as you do in Feldenkrais, I will mostly talk you through things. I will do a few simple things, but it's not necessary to look at me. So we're going to start by lifting one arm. If you're sitting, the arm could go out or up in a gesture that feels pleasing to you. If you're lying down, the arm could go overhead towards the floor or up towards the ceiling, and the hand comes back down. Okay? So then we alternate, and then we visit the other side, noticing what's similar, what may be different, and doing it in a way that, again, feels agreeable to you. And like that, again, one side, what do you feel in the ribs? How does the rest of your body participate or support? And to the other side. Okay, good. Now, pause. And we're going to, in a moment, try the same movement, breathing through the nose like this. So as you inhale, that will extend or lift your arm. And as long as your inhale continues, the arm can move. When the inhale is finished, let the exhale bring the arm back down. Okay? So, nose breathing, breathing through the nose. Inhale, the arm extends. Exhale, the arm descends or comes back. Pretty simple. And try that again a couple times, letting the movement of your arm express the movement of your breath traveling through the nostrils. Okay, if you're just finishing, you could do one more like that. Okay, and when you finish that, pause, let the arms rest, and we'll do a practice. I won't use a lot of Sanskrit, but I may slip it in a bit here and there. We're going to put one hand on your, somewhere on your ribs, right? It could be center or off to one side, ribs, chest area. And let your other hand rest on your abdomen. Okay, and so just for a moment, just being with yourself through touch. And you may want to favor nose breathing. And again, if it's easier for you to feel your body and feel your hands touching your body, you may want to close your eyes. And letting your breath witness and feel the subtle movement of breathing underneath your hands for a couple moments. Okay, and then we'll let the arms rest for a moment. I want to offer one more um, tool before we go into some bigger movements of the body. If you're lying down, you may want to roll to your side and sit, although you could do this lying down. So we're going to do a breath that in Sanskrit is called ujjayi. We'll call it ocean breathing. Okay. So if you would now, let the breath come in freely, maybe through your nose. And as you breathe out, you're going to make a whispered ha sound like, I don't know if you can hear that or not on Zoom. Can you hear that? You can. So very gently, right? Let the breath come in freely. Open your mouth. Okay? Maybe one more time like that. Letting the sound extend for a comfortable length of time. Good. Beautiful. Then we pause. And we're going to try this now on the inhale. Your mouth might get a little dry, but that's okay. So you're going to inhale, making that same sound. And then do it on the exhale too. Again, like that. Throat is open, mouth is easy. Okay, after you finish your exhale, pause. You may want to move your tongue or swallow. So, what we're going to explore now, one more step so we get to the full technique. If you breathe like that with that sound, with your mouth open, and then at some point you keep the sound going, but you'd simply close your lips together. Okay, so start again, inhaling or exhaling, whispered ha. Yeah, and if you yawn, that's fine. Welcome that. And at some point, keep the sound going and close your lips. So making that sound in your throat, this continuous sound, whispered sound, with your lips closed. Okay, good. Then we pause. And now, if you lose that, you can always open your mouth and do an open mouth whispered sound to try and find it again. Remember, this is a process and a practice. So let's try this ocean breathing with simple movements. Okay, so you may want to start with the mouth open, exhaling. Close your lips, keep the sound going. And when you inhale, keep that sound going and let that lift your arm. Nose breathing, ocean breathing. When you exhale, the arm comes down. Good. You may want to close your eyes and you alternate sides like that. If you're just finishing a gesture, please try one more like that. Good. And when you finish, rest your arms, rest your attention, let your attention open. You can let go of the technique of ocean breathing and just feel and be for just a moment. Okay, friends, can we try this in some movement? So this is traditional yoga, yeah? Yoga postures and yoga movement not linked with breathing is a fragmentation of what traditional yoga was. So bringing this back to you or refreshing your awareness, let's come to all fours for a moment, okay? If you have a mat or rug or something, I think you're well versed in taking care of yourself. We want a firm surface, but not too hard on your bones, okay? So would you come to all fours and you'll let your spine just be in its natural springy length, okay? And first we'll learn the movement and then we can, anytime you want to do the ocean breathing, do that, but I'll weave it in a moment. So on all fours now, as you inhale, you're going to lift your sternum away from your navel. So you create a little bit of a back bend, we would say. And then when you exhale, you're going to start to bow your head and bring your pelvis towards your heels. So you're shifting your pelvis in the direction of your heels and the head bows towards the ground. That's it. As you inhale, you're slowly coming back to all fours. The sternum lifts, the head tilts up gently. As you exhale, bowing the head and gradually shift your pelvis towards your heels. Could be all the way or partially per your comfort. So just go like that again. Inhaling brings you forward to all fours in your own timing. Sternum lifts, head tilts up a little. Exhale, the belly is flowing in, you're bowing the head, pelvis towards heels. So you're at the end of exhale, your pelvis is resting near or on your heels. Flexion of the hips and knees, that's it. So try this again. Nice. And the next time that you come to the folded position or on all fours, whichever is most comfortable for you, pause a moment, rest a couple breaths, just take a pause, take a rest. I see someone is doing an adaptation. Maybe they have some wrist troubles. That's good, right? Or you could do forearms on the ground if you want to. That's good. Okay, friends, now could we try these two movements with that ocean breathing? The sound. So try this if you like now, breathing in with that whispered sound coming up, lift the chest. Exhale back into that folded place as you hear and feel that tangible flow of the ocean breath. If you can't find it, that's okay. Breathe through your nose and enjoy. Yes. All right. And when you finish this one, again, you could take a moment and pause either in one of those two orientations or just sit for a moment. Let go of Ujjayi breathing, the ocean breath, and just be for a moment. Wonderful. So if your head is down, you might want to take a moment to have your head be above your heart and hips. We're going to take a gradual transition now to standing and explore some. I'm keeping the yoga movements and postures rather simple so we can really focus on the origin of the movements, which is the breath in this case. So take your time, friends. Please come to standing. Yes, and I see the skill and the invention that Feldenkraisian people have, right, for something, for these essential transitions to standing. Wonderful. So we're standing now, and we're going to explore both arms now. And if lifting and lowering two arms at a time stresses you, then you don't have to lift them far. You can bend your elbows, or you could do one at a time. Okay. So standing comfortably, feeling your feet in contact with the floor, you feel that contact, you feel that support. And now as you inhale, it could be from the sides or from the front, you're going to let the arms be drawn outwards and upwards to the point that you can have your shoulders be happy. When you exhale, the arms come back down. Would you try breathing through your nose like that? Repeating that a couple times. The inhale carries the arms into an upward gesture. And the exhale lowers the arms. Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, we'll do that a couple more times with the ocean breath, this whispered, elongated sound. So it's like a soft whispered sound in your throat, and you can actually feel it as you become more aware. One more time like that. Beautiful. Now, when your arms come down, we'll let that be. And so we're basically standing, right? Our feet are under our pelvis. Now, could you turn out your right leg? So if your toes are pointing forward, you maybe angle them open like 15 degrees or so, 15, 30, something like that. And then step your left foot forward 2 or 3 feet. Okay, it's a big transition. So you come into kind of a medium, yeah, so that your pelvis can face in the direction of your front foot. Yeah. So very good. Now, so we're going to do the famous warrior posture supported by the intelligence of breathing. Okay, so now using the arms we just did, as you inhale, let the front knee bend as the arms lift, inhaling. So the back leg is long, the front knee is bent some. When you exhale, you reverse that. The arms are coming down as you simultaneously lengthen your front leg. That's it. So let's explore that. The eyes look outwards, inhaling through the nose. Maybe the ocean sound comes in. That's it. Exhale, the arms come down. If you feel at all unstable, you could hold the back of a chair. Yeah. And would you try this again, and really from your breath timing? Okay. And now, when you finish this one and your arms are down, you can bend the front knee and step the front foot to the back foot and bring your feet into a simple standing orientation, comfortable for you. And we pause a moment. Okay, let's explore the other side. Turning out we don't want to turn the foot out too much so then the pelvis opens. So turn out the foot, 15, 30 degrees. Stride your right foot forward, pelvis facing towards the front foot. Start with both legs long and your arms draping down by your side. Now, can you become aware of the genesis of the inhalation? Become aware of that first moment where the breath comes in, and just after the body starts to move. Inhaling, front knee bending, arms being carried into space. Maybe even linger a moment here, enjoy that. And exhale, the arms traveling down and the knee lengthening. Yes. And explore that now a couple more times. It's like you're dancing to music, and the music is the flow of the ocean breath in your body. Eyes are relaxed, gazing steadily. Good. If you're just finishing one, please try one more. So we're moving, not staying in the posture. That's it. And when you complete this movement, you can bend your front knee, push off, step the front foot to the back foot. Pause in a simple standing orientation. Let's bring our hands back to where we did before. Place your hand now, be a little more specific. Put your thumb on your navel. So one hand is on the low belly, and the other hand is on the center of your chest, mid or upper. And just rest there a moment, feeling the effects of the movements we've done so far. Now, as you explore the whispered sound, the ocean breath in the throat, if you'd like to, focus on the inhale in your chest, inhaling, ocean breath, expanding. Exhale, long and smooth, ocean breathing. One or two more breaths like that. And when you finish this exhale, you can release your hands. And we're going to explore one more thing in standing, if it's okay for you. If this stresses you in any way, my friends, you could sit down and do this, okay? Or you could simply visualize. So we're standing, and we're going to now let the inhale raise your arms wide again and upwards. Okay. Now, as you exhale, you're going to bend forward, bend your knees some, and come into a standing forward bend. So your head comes down towards the floor, and your arms can go to the floor as well. Right. And then as you inhale, reach your arms wide, extending your spine, come back up to standing. And then exhale, just lower your arms. Yeah, so that's our little sequence. So just so you understand that, again, I'll talk you through. As you feel the inhale, the arms are widened and lengthened. You feel your whole body. Yeah. Exhale, bending forward, the arms can open wide and they're traveling towards the ground. Bowing the head at the end of exhale with the arms down. As you inhale, reach the arms wide, extending the spine, rising back up. Exactly. And when you exhale, this time just lower the arms. Okay, so that's our exploration. Now, could you try that again? And if this is new to you, really coordinating breath and movement, maybe you just breathe through your nose, or you could try it with the ocean sound. So when you're ready, go ahead like that. In your own timing, very good. If you want to spend a breath in the forward bend, feel welcome to do so. Good. When you finish this one, you could pause a moment and then repeat that again. And in the forward bend, you could stay a breath or two. Let the mind, let your attention rest in the current, the flow of the breath. Wonderful. The next time you come to standing from the rhythm of your breathing, and your arms come down, and you just take a moment in standing to do a little body scan. Notice what's coming into the foreground of awareness after bending forward with the intention of uniting the movement of your mind and your body and your breath. Wonderful. Can we come to hands and knees now and explore what we did before and maybe add one thing? Okay, I know you're taking care of yourself, right? So it's the whole purpose of this. So if something feels, unusual is okay, but discomfort, we want to pay attention to, certainly strain and pain. Remember, you can always lay down and visualize. So we come to all fours. And a couple of times now, can we revisit what we did before, right? So you're starting with a long spine, right? So neutral spine. And your sternum, as you feel the inhale, you're going to lift your sternum. So you're lengthening the front of your body. Look forward. Lift your sternum. That's it. That's the direction. And then as you exhale, bow your head and shift your pelvis towards your heels. So at the end of exhale, your pelvis is resting near or on your heels. Not cat, but more like a child's pose if you're used to. So inhale, lift the chest. Look forward a little bit. Exhale, shift your pelvis towards your heels. That's it. Relax your elbows. Bow your head. The head rests towards or into the floor. There you go. So try that a couple times. Inhaling from within, the movement is created. When you feel the beginning of exhale, you start to bow your head, relax the heart, hips towards heels, elbows bending. And maybe when you get there, you enjoy a breath or two. So there's no feeling of having to rush. That's it, everyone. Would you explore that now a couple more times? Wonderful. Mm-hmm. If you're just finishing, you could do one more alternation like that. Okay. Rest a moment in whatever position gives you rest. And in a moment, we're going to add one movement. If you have wrist troubles or shoulder or elbow or neck pain, you may want to just continue with what we did. Okay, so from the folded place, the kneeling forward bend, again, as you feel the inhale, you're going to come up to all fours as we did before, lift the sternum. Draw your toes under now and lift your knees away from the ground and bring your pelvis up and your head down. Look back between your feet, like an inverted V shape. Good. And then as you inhale, you're going to lower the knees back down. When they land on the floor, again, lift the sternum, look forward a bit. Don't overarch your neck. Exhale, bowing back to the kneeling forward bend. That's our little flow here. Okay, so we'll try that again. You can go in your own breath timing or follow my narration. Inhaling, bringing you to all fours. Lift the sternum, toes tuck under. Exhale, lift the knees, pelvis flies back and up. Look back between your legs. When you inhale again, lower the knees to the floor. Wonderful. Smooth, the sternum lifts, head tilts up. Exhale, bowing back to the kneeling forward bend. Okay, so you can try that again. And if you want, when you get into that inverted V or downward facing dog, you can stay a breath. And can you pay attention to the quality and length of your breathing as you move and as you stay? Okay, so one more time as you wish. Go at your own pace. Wonderful. Each will find their own timing, following your breath. When you come back and you finish that sequence, let it be, let it go. And we're going to transition in a moment to lie on the back. Okay, so we're going to take a period of rest to integrate. So take your time. When you finish that, you can lie on your back in such a way as to orient towards your comfort as opposed to a position. So lying on your back, options are legs and arms extended, or you could bend your knees and the soles of the feet on the floor, or arrange your arms in a way, if you need to do it in a unique way to take care of yourself, I totally support you in that. So we're taking a moment now. After doing, we're letting ourselves be for a moment and notice, what is the communication of the body now? The mind may have certain opinions about what's happening, but what is your body saying as it rests? Notice the array of sensation. What draws your attention in your body without having to put your attention somewhere? Without being critical, just curious, noticing, welcoming. And now we've let go of the ocean technique and just let ourselves breathe. You may want to favor allowing the lips to be together and teeth apart, nose breathing unless you need to. If you're congested, you may need to do some mouth breathing for a while. Just notice now as the body settles and integrates and assimilates, the quality and feeling of breathing for a couple moments of quiet. Very good. If your legs are extended, would you take a transition gradually to bring bending one knee to bring the sole of your foot on the ground, and then let the other leg join. So eventually, oh, I see all those wonderful lessons of bending and extending legs. Wow, what a beautiful method Feldenkrais is. So we bring the soles of the feet to stand, the knees are bent. Okay. Now, could you bring your left knee towards your chest? So you let your lower leg hang. You bring the left knee towards your chest. And if it's comfortable, you could take your hands to rest on your knee. You're kind of like cradling your knee, like the top of the shin. If it's stressful to have your hands like that, and you could put your hands behind the knee, as I see someone doing. So now, as so you're going to start with your elbows mostly extended. As you exhale, would you bring your knee, your thigh gently towards the front of your body? So there's a little bit of compression in your low belly. Yeah. As you inhale, let the knee move away from your chest, which lengthens your arms. And like this a couple more times. Knee towards the chest on the exhale, elbows bending, shoulders easy. Inhale, the knee moves away. Now, could you try this a couple more times with your eyes closed so that the movement of the breath and the movement of the body become more and more one thing? And after you finish this exhalation, you could set that foot down, rest your arms down for a moment. And when ready, we can move to the other side and explore this. Cradle one knee. So the inhale, the knee floats away and the hands stay connected, so the arms get passively lengthened. You may feel some movement in the shoulders. As you exhale, bend the elbows, bring the knee inwards, breathing through the nose, letting the movement of the breath initiate the movement of the body. Like this a couple times. Good. After this or one more, you can set your foot down. Pause, rest your arms wherever you wish, on the floor or on your body somewhere. We take a moment to relish, to revel in the feeling of our body resting on the floor, feeling the support of the floor. Feeling the communication of the body, the quality of the breath. Wonderful. So if you want to linger here and rest longer, that's fine. If you're ready, you could again have the knees bent, the soles of the feet on the floor, And we'll slide the arms along the floor until they're at about shoulder height. We could call it a T position with the arms. So there's a kind of a line from hand to hand through your shoulders. If that's uncomfortable, you could have it be a lower angle or a slightly higher angle. That's it. So let's do this first movement and then we'll add breath. So you're going to now gradually tilt both knees to one side, like kind of like dominoes. You're tilting the knees to one side and let them go however far you want. Could be very small, medium, or full movement. And then gradually return to center. And we're going to then go to the other side. In your timing, you, with awareness, tilt the knees to one side. The soles of the feet will start to pivot away from the ground if you go very far. And then you return to center. Okay, and then pause in the center, please. So here's our movement. Now the feet could be close or a little apart or a little wider per the comfort of your hips and back. Now with breathing, and if you nose breathing, you can try the ocean sound. As you exhale, let the knees tilt to one side. And we're going to stay there to receive the inhalation. And then when you exhale, come back to center. So moving on exhales, you stay for inhale in the center. When you feel your body exhale, start to tilt to the other side. Go a comfortable distance. Staying for the inhalation. Return on the exhalation. So you get the idea, we're moving into and out of on the exhale phase. So continue like this now. I'm going to be quiet so you can really feel and follow your breath. Wonderful. And then could you go again on each side and explore staying a breath or so with your legs to one side. Maybe the head tilts to one side in a way that's pleasing to you. Resting for a breath or two with the legs to one side. Good. And then to the other side as your breath takes you. Eventually, after you've stayed there a while, exhale, bring you back to center. So take your time. When you finish, pause in the center for a moment and give yourself a moment to rest. So when you return to center now, we'll try one more movement and then we'll rest a little bit more. Would you bring both knees towards your chest now and place Both knees towards the chest, the lower legs hang. You can bring your right hand to your right knee and your left hand to your left knee. And we'll do a special hand configuration. So if you rotate your hands so that your fingers are in the same direction as your toes. Sometimes in Feldenkrais, the fingers are pointing towards each other. But yeah. So, and let the elbows relax and start with your knees away from your chest. As you feel the exhalation, bend your elbows and gradually bring both thighs and knees towards the front of your body. Let your elbows bend towards gravity. Inhale, the knees move away from the front of the body. So hands are on the knees, not the shins. The hands are over the knees. That's exhale, bring the knees in towards your chest. Just letting the weight of the arms relax, not pulling. Inhale, the knees move away delicately. And can you notice now how smooth, or when the breath is not smooth, as you repeat these movements a couple times? And as you do this 2 more times, notice after the exhale finishes, does the body and breath want to pause for a moment? Opening to any pause after the exhale completes. When you finish this or the next one, let your feet step down on the floor and come into a resting orientation. Legs could be bent, or if you want to extend the legs down, elbows could be bent or the arms extended. Yeah, good. We take a moment to let the body settle into the support of the floor. And we'll just take a short journey through the body to shine the light of attention and awareness into various areas of the body. So, feeling the back of the body in contact with the floor, and then bringing awareness into your head and just being aware of sensation. The awareness of sensation in the face and the head. Letting the breath be free now. Let it do its own thing. And then bringing awareness into your throat and neck area. Welcoming any sensation or quietness you feel in the throat and neck. And then moving awareness into the shoulders, arms and hands, shoulders, arms and hands, opening to sensation in your upper limbs. Then into the ribs and the chest area, noticing the general feeling or any specific sensations that arise in the area of the ribs and the sternum, the chest. Moving down gradually into the lower back, the sides of the waist and the pelvis, abdomen, pelvis. What do you feel here? What sensations are arising and falling away? Perhaps any emotional tones, welcoming all that may be there. And then shining the light of awareness into the legs, feet, and toes, devoting our attention for a moment to totally listen to the sensations of the legs. And now, as if the light of your attention lights up your whole body, you feel and welcome the global body feeling, the whole body all together. The whole body and the feeling of the breath co-mingling with your bodily sensations. Rest a moment. Beautiful. Take your time. When you're ready, you could bend your elbows. And if you'd like, you could take your palms over your eyes. You could place the heels of your hands in the lower, in the cheekbones, so the perimeter of the palms match the orbit of the eye sockets. Rest your eyes closed for a moment. Stay there as long or as short a time as you wish. When you're ready, you could release that gesture. And if your legs are extended, take your time bringing the soles of the feet one at a time to stand on the floor. Nice. Eventually, roll to one side, pause a moment, and we'll finish in sitting. And we'll do one more short thing. So come to sitting in your own timing. Sit as comfortably as you can. Could be on the floor, on a chair, a cushion, or cross-legged or kneeling, whatever gives you the greatest support and comfort. And I'd like to offer one more simple technique that is extremely helpful for so many people. So if you rest with the back of your hands and your legs, back of your hands and your legs, and you join the ends of your thumbs with your index fingers. Okay, so each finger, each thumb to each, yeah, that's it. So the hands are separate. If you'd like, you could close your eyes or steady your focus. So feel now the contact between the ends of your thumbs and your index fingers. And stay there as you feel the breath come in and go out. And then move the thumbs to the middle fingers. Stay for the incoming breath and the outgoing breath. And then thumbs go to the ring fingers. So for inhaling and exhaling comfortably. And then finally, the little finger. Okay, you get the idea. One breath. After the thumbs touch the little fingers, would you go back, thumbs to index fingers? Close your eyes now. And can you be still and settled for a moment? And do 4 more breaths like this, the thumb at each finger for 1 cycle of breathing. And when that finishes, release the fingers. Let your eyes gradually open. And you can place your palms down to finish. We'll end our class there today, our practice. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for being open to something similar but different. If you need to bid farewell, I wish you all the best. If you're interested in exploring yoga in this direction, my site is evolutionaryyoga.com, etc. If you want to stay and share something about what your experience was, if you have any questions, I will hang out for a little while. I'm going to stop the